Okay, I spun this in 800 grit sandpaper with oil, basically about 3 or 4 times, like that. Cleaned it off with WD-40. This has been wiped off. And if I put just a little dab more on here, I probably could use oil. We'll reinsert it, making sure that you put it in the same way that you took it out, so that the big side and the small side are in the right orientation to the way the injector was taken apart in the spool valve. But now that I've got it in here, you can see very easily, just like in my other videos if you've looked at them, that it moves back and forth very easily. There's no binding, and this is how a spool valve is supposed to work. Tight, but no binding, and it flip-flops back and forth. Now, if you look at this, it was pretty well stuck, and you can see that it moves back and forth very easily all the way through the bore, and this is how you know that the stiction has been cured. From the nozzle, this nozzle was pretty dirty on the tip. It probably still needs to ensure that none of the holes are plugged. You could probably use a micro probe, and I mean a micro probe, to just make sure that there's no dirt in there. You could probably just use a stiff a stiff, softer brush. But you can tell that the needle, whoops, is not stuck in there. It was a little bit tough to get it to move at the start. It didn't want to move more than a millimeter or so out of its initial bore. And these are extremely tight tolerance, so if it doesn't go in right away, it's probably just because it needs lubrication. Now that I put the lubrication on it, pops right in, and you can see that there's nothing wrong with that needle valve at all. So this nozzle could probably be reused. It would just be a matter of making sure that no holes are plugged in the tip. And you could, if you wanted, I'm not going to do it here, but you could pull the needle out, put your WD-40 down in it, and it would spray out, and you could see that each hole is spraying out. And this one, there's 6 holes, so you'd know that if you only got 5, that one of them was blocked. But that would be a really good and easy way to tell. So here I have a full injector in beautiful condition, except initially it was dirty, very dirty from probably poor oil changes and maintenance, and crappy fuel. Now that it's been cleaned up and ready to go, this nozzle and the rest of the injector will operate just like brand new.